happening, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's Nefertiti, and I'm back with another video. Oh, oh, uh, oh, hey, hey. What's going on, y'all? How are y'all today? So, I had an epiphany yesterday, and I was talking to somebody, and I was just kind of encouraging them because they were like kind of down and just, questioning God and a little frustrated, right? And it made me want to talk about the process. There's a process when you're walking with God. There's a process in everything you do, right? And so I really wanted to come on here and break down to you guys and kind of encourage you as well that no matter what you go through, there's going to be a process. So you can't expect for everything to happen right away. I know there's times when we'll pray to God and we'll ask God for something, and when it doesn't come right away, we get frustrated or we get mad at Him, or we just don't understand why it didn't happen when we prayed for it. God, you're supposed to do it when I asked you, so why didn't it happen? That's not how it works. Everything doesn't work like that. There are times when you can pray for something and God will do it right away. And there's other things that we pray for that God has to take us through the process so that we can develop and so we can mature before He can give it to us. And so, like, let's see, what's a good example? A good example is whenever we ask God to change something in our lives, okay? So say, for instance, we ask God to change a financial situation, right? And we're like, God, I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of kind of like living in poverty. I want to be able to do more than just pay my bills. I want to be able to, eat and do whatever it is that you want to do, and you want God to bless you in the financial area, right? And you feel like you're not being blessed. You ask God, and you don't know what the heck is going on, and it's just not working like that. Sometimes God will take us through a process. And so maybe He will give you a new job, or you have to, build the money up. Or maybe He will open up an opportunity where you can go work for somebody, and maybe He'll put you in a position to work for yourself, or whatever the case may be. However, there's always a process. Sometimes God may not give it right away because He needs to develop you. So before God can give you millions, thousands and millions of dollars, He needs to make sure that you are a good steward over the little bit of money that you have now. So if you have $50 to $100, if you have a little bit more than that, show God that you can be a good steward. Save your money. Don't just spend it when it comes into your hand. Don't buy things that you're not supposed to buy. Be responsible. When God sees that you're being responsible, when God sees that you are being a good steward, when God sees that you're tithing and you're saving, then God will give you more. But sometimes we have to go through a process before we can get what we're asking for. And then there's times where God will give things right away, but you have to understand, everything we ask for, there's a process to it, okay? There's a process. Okay, here's another example. Maybe you ask God for knowledge, or maybe you're asking God, okay, for relationships. I know a lot of people get frustrated in this area. There's some of you guys that are waiting on God to bless you with a godly spouse, a man or a woman, and you're like, God, I've been waiting for like 5-10 years, Lord. I've been doing this and that. I've been doing everything I'm supposed to do. Where are they, God? What is going on? Why am I not meeting them yet? Why haven't I met nobody? Whatever the case may be. You never know. Your man or woman could be right around the corner. But I know from experience that God makes sure He puts you through the process before He gives you one of His kingdom women or one of His kingdom men. So if He has to work on you, He may have you work on your attitude. He may have you work on being responsible. He may have you building yourself. He may have you work on insecurities, forgiveness, whatever it is that you have to work on before He puts you in a relationship with somebody. So that way you're prepared whenever you go into that relationship. Granted, you may not be fully prepared whenever you do go into it, but you'll be prepared enough for that person, because you don't want to misuse anything. You don't want to misabuse anything that God gives you if you're not ready for it. And another thing is like, oh, well, God, who's my man? Or who's my woman? How come you're not showing me? Why aren't you? Maybe that's just not the time right now. God knows what He's doing. And I know it gets frustrating whenever we don't hear from God, or you feel like you can't hear from Him and you don't know which way to go and you don't know why He's not doing this and why He's doing that. One thing you have to understand, and one thing you have to really know, is that you have to trust Him. I know it sounds cliche, but it's the truth. God has your best intentions at heart, no matter what the case may be, no matter how hard it seems like it is, no matter how frustrated you get, no matter how long you feel like you've been waiting. God has your best interest at heart. And another thing is too, sometimes there are situations in our life that are holding up our blessings. Excuse me. And for example, we can be hanging around certain people, right? It can be friends, it can be family, it can be a spouse, it can be anybody that God does not approve of us hanging around, right? We can be hanging around people who are always getting into trouble, that's really negative, and that, that doesn't have no respect for God, and that's just doing all types of sinning. And that can block our blessings by hanging out with them, doing the stuff that they're doing. We can block our own blessings. So I encourage you to take this back to God. Ask God, Lord, why is certain things taking longer than, I would hope that they would take? Ask God, is there something that I'm doing? Is there something that I need to do? Right? But what I want you guys to understand that is that the great things, the best things take time. My favorite example is lasagna. And I may have used this before in one of my videos, but let me ask you something. Do you like lasagna? You like spaghetti? Mm-hmm. But no, lasagna. The reason why I say lasagna is because lasagna, there's a process when you make lasagna. Now, granted, you can go to the store and you can buy already made lasagna and put it in the oven, but still when you put it in the oven, there's a process. However, if you're starting from scratch, you have to put the noodles, you got to boil the noodles, you have to put the cheese in between, you have to put the noodles on top, you have to put the sauce and all that, put it back in the oven so that everything melts the way it's supposed to, and it takes time for it to be fully cooked. Now, would you want your lasagna to be cold in the middle, or do you want your lasagna to be fully done? Don't worry, I'll wait. Yeah, that's what I thought. You want your lasagna to be fully done, right? So if that is the case, that means we have to wait for it to be done. Now, I know the waiting process can be tedious. I know it can be long. Like, Lord, what is going on? I know it can be long. But while you're waiting, take the time to work on things that you need to work on. We always have something we can develop in. There may be something that, maybe a hobby that you put down a long time ago that you always love to do and you no longer do. Pick that hobby back up. Find a new hobby. Go find things to do. Find ways to develop yourself. Watch videos. Build yourself up. You can be working out. During the process of waiting for the things that God has for you, you can be building yourself. Don't tell me that you don't got nothing to do. Do not. I don't want to hear that. Because there's always something to do. There's always something we can be working on. There's always an area in our life we can be developing in. You can go volunteer somewhere. You can go help the community. There's always something that you can be doing to keep yourself busy so that you don't feel like you're just waiting around for God. Like, Lord, when are you going to send it? When are you going to do this? Or when are you going to do that? And here's another thing. When we ask God for stuff, we don't realize that He answers our prayers. The reason why we don't realize that He answers our prayers is because the answers don't come the way that we intended for them to come, the way that we expected for them to come. So we're wondering, so we might ask for something, and we might okay, Lord, please show me how to love. Help me to love better. Help me to be, to be more loving towards others. When we ask questions like that, God is going to present us with opportunities to love. So, you may meet somebody that is a little bit more tough to deal with. Someone that's I ain't going to say annoying, but somebody that is picky, and somebody that, things have to go this way and that way, a little bit more stubborn at heart, and you're just like, oh my gosh, why are they like this? You remember you asked for God to show you how to love, so He'll put certain opportunities in front of you so that's going to mold you to help you become a better lover. You know what I mean? And we think we're supposed to just wake up and be that way. Okay, Lord, please help me to be this way and that way. And we wake up we're supposed to just be. No. There are certain things that we ask God for that He has to take us through the process to get there. And it's a part of the process. You have to go through a process. So when you're asking God for things, you have to keep in mind that He will present an opportunity for you. Okay? I used to think that too. I'm like, God, why isn't things happening right away? I mean, I prayed for this. I've been praying for this. Why aren't things happening right away? But sometimes it's not that he didn't hear me. And it's not that he's not listening. It's that he's presenting opportunities. Okay, you can ask God, Lord, please change me. Please remove anybody in my life that's not meant to be there to harm me. And please, help make my life better, Lord. Help make my life prosperous. Okay, you're asking God these questions. Now he's going to answer them. And when he answers them, he may start to remove those who are closest to you. I know some of y'all don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that, sis. But look, that's the truth. He may remove family members. He may remove your best friend. He may remove your boyfriend or girlfriend. He may remove certain people, because if you ask God to remove the people in your life that is not supposed to be there, or that means harm, he's going to start removing them. And then you're asking God for a more prosperous life. So then you might have a storm come in your life. Like, dang, I'm asking God for a prosperous life. Now it may seem like the walls are closing in on you because this is happening. The people at your job is acting up, or maybe you lost your job, or maybe you can't pay your bills. Certain things will start happening. It's like, well, God, I asked you for prosperous, and all I see is like downfall. And really, sometimes God will put a storm in your life to put fire to your butt, to open up your eyes for you to realize, oh, wait, maybe I'm not supposed to go that way. Oh, wait, maybe I'm supposed to go that way. Maybe I'm supposed to let this person go. Maybe I'm supposed to pick that book up. Maybe I need to make that phone call. Sometimes God will allow a storm to come in your life to put fire to your butt, because he knows that if he doesn't do that, you're not going to move. You're not going to do the necessary things that you have to do. So here's the thing. God will always hold up his side of the deal. He always will, and he always has, because that is who he is. He's faithful. But you have to hold up your end. You can't expect for God just to hold up his end and you're not holding up yours. You have a part to play as well. Faith without works is dead. I'll say that again. Yes, you can have the faith. I got all the faith. I got faith. I know this is going to happen. I know I got faith this is going to happen. But when you have faith, you have to make sure that you have your works behind it. You have to make sure that you're working. You have to make sure that... excuse me. You have to make sure that you're walking. You want more prosperous life? Okay, maybe you need to read some books that's going to help you to be more prosperous in certain areas, okay? Maybe you need to stop being on social media so much and comparing your life to other people and work on your own life. Because granted, listen, y'all, we're all going to have to go through ups and downs. We're all going to have mountains to climb. If we don't climb them mountains, we're not going to be where we're supposed to go. If you don't get through the things you're supposed to get through right now, you're not going to see the other side. So if you want a more prosperous life, that means you're going to have to be more disciplined. That means you may have to wake up earlier. That means you may have to watch what you eat. That means you may have to work out. That means you may have to stop going out so much and find positive hobbies to do. You know what I mean? That means you may have to change your lifestyle. So be very specific about when you pray. And when you pray for certain things, make sure you understand that it comes with a price. And it doesn't mean it's a negative price. It just means that when you're praying for certain things and you're asking God for certain things, he will help you get to that. But it's not always going to be, he's not a genie. It's not going to be like microwave, ta-da, daughter, ta-da, son. Here it goes. Here you are, God. Some things you have to earn. Just like whenever you have parents or grandparents or family members or whoever may have been an influence in your life, teachers, whoever, and you maybe you want some nice shoes, or maybe you want something, you want a new outfit, or maybe you want this new technology, a new phone, or something that's expensive. You want something that's nice. And your parents or whoever your guardian is like, I'm not just giving that to you. You have to do chores every week. You got to clean every week. You have to do chores every week in order to get the money to pay for that. So you're like, well, I asked you for this, Mom. Okay, yeah, I'm going to help you get that. I'm helping you. I'm helping you by teaching you that everything is not going to be handed to you. I'm helping you by showing you how to be responsible. I am helping you. It's just not in the way that you want me to help you. Okay? All right? So, I hope this helped you guys. If it did help you guys, please share it. Please comment. Let a sister know what's going on. Hey guys, listen, don't get like discouraged if I don't respond to your comments, because sometimes YouTube is not letting me respond to my comments. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's like has to do with the way that I upload my videos, or like I have no clue why I can't comment back. But I'm going to figure it out. So if you comment, don't erase your comment. I will comment back. But stay tuned, guys. Keep your head up. God bless you guys. Hey, you can do it. You know, stay strong. You guys can hit me up if you ever need to talk to me or whatever. Continue to stay in prayer. Continue to be hopeful, and continue to have your faith, and just don't give up. Okay, you can do it. It may get tough, but you can do it. All right. I love you guys. God bless y'all.